In the 1600s, biting into a tomato was basically like playing Russian roulette. No joke, this innocent, squishy fruit was once feared as a silent killer blamed for mysterious deaths across Europe's elite. It was called the poison apple, and worse, people believed it was used to murder noblemen. But here's the wild part. They weren't completely wrong. This is the bizarre story of how a salad ingredient sparked panic, death, and some very squishy corpses. Let's rewind to the 16th and 17th century Europe. Tomatoes were brand new to the continent, brought over from the Americas after Spanish explorers stumbled upon them in the 1500s. In Central and South America, the Aztecs had been munching on tomatoes for centuries, calling them zitometro. But in Europe, they were exotic, suspicious, and red as the devil's nose after a night out. To the Europeans, tomatoes weren't food, they were deadly decorations, especially if you were rich. Why? Well, let's talk about that. Nobles were dropping like flies after lavish feasts. They'd eat, drink, bite into a fresh tomato, and within hours, dead. But here's the twist. It wasn't the tomato, it was the plate. Wealthy Europeans used pewter plates which contained lead. Now, tomatoes are super acidic, and when you mix tomato acid with lead, it leaches the metal straight into the food, so every bite came with a side of lead poisoning. Symptoms included nausea, seizures, and, oh yeah, death. Imagine dying from your salad fork. So people thought the tomato did it. They didn't know chemistry. They just saw rich people eat red fruit and then drop dead. Boom, case closed. Tomatoes equals murder. To make matters worse, tomatoes weren't just killing people. They looked evil too. They were red, shiny, and grew on nightshade plants, the same plant family as deadly poisons like belladonna and mandrake. Fun fact, belladonna was used in witchcraft potions. So, yeah, not a great PR team. Some even believed tomatoes caused hallucinations or were used in satanic rituals. The Catholic Church? Not thrilled. In some circles, eating a tomato was seen as dabbling with dark magic. Imagine being excommunicated over a caprese salad. Now, here's where it gets even crazier. Tomatoes weren't just accidentally killing people. They were being used for actual murder plots. There are recorded cases of servants slipping tomato slices onto plates to frame someone for poisoning. It was the perfect crime. The victim dies. Everyone blames the tomato. Nobody suspects the servant. It's like planting a cursed banana in someone's smoothie. In colonial America, some even believed tomatoes could kill you just by touching your skin. So, yes, death by tomato touch was a genuine fear. In the early 1800s, a man named Dr. John Cook Bennett claimed tomatoes could cure everything from indigestion to diarrhea. He even made tomato pills and called them a miracle cure, which is wild because just 100 years earlier, eating a tomato could get you burned as a witch. So, why did people think tomatoes were poisonous? Because they were dying from bad science, old plates, and a whole lot of medieval paranoia. It wasn't until the 19th century that tomatoes finally shed their deadly reputation and became the delicious food we know today. So, the next time you eat pizza, spaghetti, or ketchup-covered fries, just remember, you're eating something that once caused fear, panic, and accidental murder. And all it took to clear the tomato's name, about 200 years, and a lot fewer lead plates.